Busiku. This is Ndeje Rubogomo, specifically at Morning Star Education Services, and we know that this being a festive season, as parents, everyone is preparing for the festive season, but still there is a big development that at least from the government, the Minister of Education and Sports is informing the public that yes, 10th January, schools will be open for classes. That means this is the time for getting prepared. But how are the schools getting ready for this? How are the teachers getting ready for this? And with me is the coordinator for the proprietors of private education institutions in Uganda. That is none other than Maria Gertrude Nandiona. Good morning to you, and thank you for welcoming us here at Morning Star.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
The ministry is saying that yes, you should be, now this is the time for you to get ready. Do something that shows that you are ready as the schools to reopen. How are you receiving this information?
Every proprietor should be happy at this moment, because it's been a long journey that we have walked the past 2 years, and finally we see a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes.
Okay, just take me through these 2 years that you have been under lockdown, especially for you who are in primary schools, these toddlers and those who are in upper primary. 2 years without being in school, for you the teachers, but also the learners. What's the situation like?
First of all, for the learners that we teach, we're actually not sure where we're going to catch them from. It's been 2 years, and for a toddler, for even 2 weeks, they would be not remembering anything that you taught in the last month. So we are just ready to begin where we are going to begin, and then we evaluate as we continue with the children. But right now, we cannot tell you how bad or how good they are, but we are worried that 2 years big, such a big time for a kid to be at home, not being attended to.
Yeah, because there are parents who even never went to school, they have kids, they were not even able to teach them ABCD, and now they are coming back to school. They are 6, 7 years or 8 in that matter. This is going to be a big task for you as the teachers.
Yeah, it is, but we are professional people that are meant to handle children the way they appear in school, and the ministry is also talking about an abridged curriculum. The teachers are yet to go through a refresher course to actually help us understand how we manage children at every level, even that one that is 6 years, but in primary one and has never gone through the kindergarten curriculum. Yeah.
When talking about the curriculum, the ministry was working with the National Curriculum Development Center to develop a new curriculum. But now we see the final one hasn't yet been released. We have less than a month to reopen schools. How is this going to affect you? Because you have to have less time, but even then you don't have an abridged curriculum. This is going to be also another big challenge for you.
Yeah, we agree that it's a challenge, but we are ready to work with the ministry under their guidance to see how we handle as we are getting ready to open. Because right now we cannot say we have to wait for the curriculum for the children to get back to school. We are going to work with what is available, because we believe it's not that the whole curriculum is being changed. A few competencies are being picked out, but then this is the normal curriculum that we have been covering. So we're going to begin there and then see how the ministry guides us going forward.
You, as the proprietors of private education institutions, you've been having demands to the government, financial and otherwise. What's the status like now? Because you have less than a month, schools will be opening, banks are there, the parents don't even have the money. What's the status from government?
Recently, we received a response from Bank of Uganda. We have been writing to them consistently to see if there is a way forward that they could come through and help the proprietors with the bank loans and everything that they've been going through. We didn't get quite a response in time, but recently we got a letter responding to all the commercial banks to help and restructure the loans that the schools have. So we urge, as PL, all proprietors that have issues with the banks to go speak to their relationship managers and see if there is a way they could restructure, because the Bank of Uganda has actually instructed them to help out. Yeah.
But also speaking to the parents, there are those who had not even completed the school fees for March 2020, but now they are even struggling. For example, take those who are in the entertainment industry. They were working in bars, they're working in wherever. They have 3, 4 kids. beginning school January 1st after a festive season, where they even have to enjoy the festive season. This is going to be something that's not going to be easy for them.
Exactly, but I think it also depends on the relationship that you have created with the school. We appreciate that the times are hard on the school side and on the parents' side. So I will encourage parents to go speak to the school, because you don't want your child to be home even after 2 years. But when you have that relationship, something will work out definitely. For us, we are ready to receive our parents and find means of working with them.
Let's talk about you, the teachers. What is supposed to be done now, less than a month? Proprietors, the schools, these private institutions, at least the government ones, the public schools, they may have assistance from government. But you who are running these schools, you've not been earning a penny, but now you have to make sure that the scholastic material is there. What should be done now in this less than a period of less than a month?
First of all, I will encourage all the people that work in schools, non-teaching and teaching staff, to get vaccinated, because that's going to be a mandate that you must fulfill before you get back to work. But two, appropriators are also speaking to themselves to find ways of accessing little monies that we need to put these things in place. Because recently they told us there are things that they will require to find at the schools, like the hand washing, the sanitizers, the temperature guns. Speak to a federal director. Let's find means of having the basics in place, so that you can access a certificate of compliancy that will allow you to open. But then also the people that actually are guiding us understand the situation. So speak to these people, and then over time we will get out of this. We will get better. Yes.
And then also to the government education officials, the district education officials, Minister of Education and Sports, Minister of Health. What is the message from PEA, that is PEA, that is private proprietors of private education institutions? What are you telling them now that they are demanding you to present or even produce quality out there on the market, but then they are not even coming to your aid? This is also something that also touches on the quality, on the learning of our children.
There have been several attempts to speak to government to see if there is a way that they could come in and give aid to the schools. But at this point, we know, and we want to accept that probably there will be none. We want to just ask them to be considerate of a proprietor that has not gotten any income in 2 years. And we believe that when we are speaking together, when we are going through this process, they will understand us, we will understand them, and be able to work through the policies that they want to be implemented at the schools.
Where I come from, I'll give you an example where I come from in Nansana. I've seen 3 schools. One has been turned into a supermarket, the other one has been turned into a medical center, and another one, they are constructing a shopping mall, a shopping arcade, business center. This is also something that is also touching on the future of our children, because just imagine in a locality, 3 schools have been turned into different things. You, the proprietors, private especially, this is something that also touches on the income, but of course, I want to understand from you, because you are an organization, you are receiving the cries of these people. What are they saying? What is driving them down like this?
Now, there are different schools going through different challenges. There are schools that had just started 1 or 2 years, and they have a bank loan that they are running. There are schools that were renting spaces that they were working from, and these people are going through different challenges. Now, because government didn't come out to actually rescue the schools like we expected, you cannot blame a school shifting from a location because of the high charges of rent or because the landlord is throwing them out. But we actually continue to ask them to come and then speak to other people, because sometimes when you're going through a situation alone, you will not appreciate that the other people actually going through worse. It's going to happen in so many other places, but we still want to encourage the directors. Just don't give up. Don't lose the hope. We're going to go through this, and life will normalize again. Yes.
I would like also to speak to at least a teacher here, one who has, I've seen some teachers here getting ready. But before I speak to one teacher, what would you take as a director, school director, what is going on in the mind of a teacher, having spent home 2 years, now has to come back? How do you prepare them? What's going into their minds now?
They are psychologically broken. And we as proprietors must be ready to speak to them, encourage them. And by the way, most of them have started different businesses. But it's important that we speak to them, we encourage them, because they are professional people. They will appreciate, and over time they're going to recover. Same applies to the learners also. There are also, some of them have started picking up scrap. They have started working with tomatoes in the roads. But we believe that over time we're going to recover from this. What we are doing in this place right now is getting ready, but also encouraging our teachers that life is going to get better.
All right, thank you so much, Maria Gertrude Nandiona, the coordinator for the proprietors of private education institutions. Finally, I'll get two questions from this gentleman here. Good morning to you.
All right, good morning, sir.
What's your name?
I'm teacher Nyesiga Dixon.
Dixon. Okay, Dixon, just give me an experience. You being a teacher in a private school, these 2 years you've been home. How has life been for you as a teacher?
All right. Life has not been easy for almost 2 years now, but I think we shall recover. We shall recover. Life has not been easy at all. It has not been.
How have you been able to keep up?
As Aunt Maria, as Madam Maria has said, we have tried to survive. We have started some little businesses that can support us. Some of us who come from far. I'm someone who's from very far, remote areas, from Ntungamo district. So we had invested something in the village. We went back to the village. We did something. We helped people around, and we also helped too.
Okay, so now you're getting back, you're trying to draw the school plans and the like, found you here at the school. How ready are you for the reopening of the schools? What are you going to do? What psychologically, physically, and mentally, or otherwise, what are you getting ready with to make sure that you teach our learners, because they are about to come back?
Probably we're affected in all aspects, psychologically, physically, but we have tried to maintain the spirit for the school. That's why we are back here. So first of all, we are waiting for the final day for the opening of schools. That one will also enhance our preparations as far as in scheming, lesson planning, working upon the classroom environment and everything.
All right, thank you so much, Dixon. And this is the update from the teachers and the proprietors of these schools as they get ready to look forward for the reopening of schools. Of course, the Minister of Education is doing something. The parents should also get ready, as the teachers are, just like you've heard these proprietors of private education institutions, what they are doing and what they've been up to. This is Stephen Imbidde on Fefeso Chibuga. Now handing you back to Romeo Busiko in the studios for now. Have a blessed Tuesday morning.